In the small but troublesome neighborhood of Ijagun, there was one rule everybody followed: never whistle at night. The elders had warned about it for years. They said if you whistled at night, spirits would answer you. But as usual, somebody did not hear a word. One fateful night, at exactly 2 a.m., a loud whistle echoed through the street. Pheeeeeeww! Pheeeeeeww! Even the mosquitoes stopped flying. The street dogs looked at each other like, who go first run? In one compound, Papa Chibuzor, who had been snoring like a faulty generator, suddenly woke up and grabbed his Bible. Blood of Jesus, who is looking for Wahala this night? Across the street, Mama Rashida held her wrapper tightly. Omo, I no go sleep this night. Even the night security man, Baba Raji, who was supposed to protect people, hid behind a parked keke napep and whispered, Olorun Maje, God forbid. But who whistled? Nobody knew. The next morning, the entire street gathered for an emergency meeting. We need to find the person that whistled, Chairman Jaid declared, slamming his walking stick on the ground. The investigation began, and that was how the real madness started. The street meeting turned into a full-blown courtroom drama. Who whistled last night? Chairman Jaid asked, scanning the crowd like a detective in a Nollywood film. Nobody spoke. Even the children, who were normally loud like faulty car alarms, stood silently. Mama Nkechi, the neighborhood gossip, cleared her throat. I heard the whistle came from that side. She pointed at the compound where Baba Landlord lived. The crowd gasped. Baba Landlord, an old man with a belly that looked like he swallowed a drum, jumped up immediately. Me? Whistle? At my age? If I whistle, my teeth fit follow air komut. The crowd burst into laughter. But Chairman Jaid was not amused. We must investigate properly. Who was awake at 2 a.m.? Slowly, hands started going up. Mama Rashida. I was awake because my husband was snoring like a broken engine. Papa Chibuzor. I was praying against village people. Junior the Jollof thief. I was watching films, sir. The chairman squinted. Which film? Junior scratched his head. Fast and Furious, but no beamy whistle-o. Then suddenly, somebody sneezed. Achoo! The crowd turned sharply. It was Baba Raji, the security man. His eyes widened. Why Una they look me like that? Mama Nkechi folded her arms. Because you are sweating like somebody that just finished committing crime. Baba Raji swallowed hard. Mike, I was patrolling the street. But you hide behind Kekenapep, a small boy shouted. Ah! The crowd gasped again. Wait, oh, Chairman Jaid said. Did you whistle? Baba Raji hesitated. Maybe small one. Just small one. The street was dead silent. Nobody dared to move. Even the breeze refused to blow. Then, pheeeeeeww, pheeeeeeww. The whistle came again, this time from inside the house. Chairman Jaid, I no do again, oh, Baba Landlord declared, already stepping backwards. Let the spirits have their peace. But Chairman Jaid was not ready to back down. My people, he said, standing firm like a Nollywood hero. Are we going to live in fear forever? Are we not Nigerians? Have we not survived fuel scarcity, NEPA Wahala, and the 1,000% increase in school fees? The crowd murmured. That was a valid point. Tonight, Jaid continued, we solve this mystery once and for all. Or we can just go home and lock our doors, Mama Nkechi suggested. But it was too late. A new voice spoke. Who is outside my house? Eh? Jesus! Somebody screamed. The spirit has spoken. Slippers flew. People ran without direction. One man jumped into a gutter. Even Baba Musa, who always acted like a strong man, was halfway up an electric pole before he realized he was too old for that kind of behavior. But in the middle of the madness, one person stood his ground. Junior, the Jollof thief. Wait! Junior shouted. That voice sounds familiar. The running slowed down. Everybody turned back, breathing heavily, their hearts still pounding. Chairman Jide, now sweating like a Christmas goat, gathered courage and spoke. Who are you? Silence. Then, the door creaked open. The whole street held their breath, and out walked a figure, a tall, skinny old man with grey hair, wearing nothing but a wrapper and bathroom slippers. It was Baba Kamoru. Hey! The crowd exploded. Is he a ghost? I thought he was dead. He has come back to finish his patrol. But Baba Kamoru simply yawned, scratched his head, and said, Why una they shout? Can't an old man whistle in peace? The crowd froze. Wait, you mean you're alive? Mama Rashida asked. Of course I'm alive. What kind of stupid question is that? Baba Kamoru frowned. I just traveled for 5 years. I came back yesterday, and I was whistling my usual night tune. Next thing, I hear people screaming, Ghost, ghost. See, I nearly run myself. The street fell completely silent. The realization hit everyone at once. All the fear, all the running, all the shouting was for nothing. Baba Kamoru was just whistling for vibes. Mama Nkechi was the first to react. She removed her head tie and flogged Junior. You small devil, you told us it was a ghost. Ah, ah, Junior shouted, dodging the slap. I was just helping the investigation. Baba Musa climbed down from the electric pole, pretending nothing happened. I just went up there to check if the light was stable, he said. Baba Landlord, who was still shaking, faced Baba Kamoru. Why didn't you tell us you were back? Baba Kamoru shrugged. Ah, I didn't know it was a crime to come home quietly. Baba Raji, the security man, looked at him suspiciously. But why were you whistling at 2 a.m.? Baba Kamoru sighed. Young man, when you get to my age, you will understand that old people wake up at odd hours to pee. And since I've been whistling while patrolling for 40 years, my body just did it naturally. Silence. Then, someone, nobody knows who, started laughing. Slowly, the laughter spread. Even Mama Nkechi, who had been the most afraid, burst into laughter so hard that she nearly rolled on the ground. Baba Musa shook his head. This street will never change. And that was how the great whistling panic of Ijegun came to an end. Or so they thought. Because 1 week later, another mysterious sound started at midnight. This time, somebody was crying in an empty compound. The people of Ijegun had only just recovered. And now, another mystery had begun. He is the one. The crowd exploded. People started shouting, Why you go to Am? You want make spirit carry us go? We dey manage our small problem? You want add ghost join? Baba Raji raised his hands. I swear, it was a mistake. I was just testing my new whistle. The crowd paused. Which whistle? Chairman Jide asked. Slowly, Baba Raji reached into his pocket and brought out a small plastic whistle. Mama Nkechi's eyes nearly popped out. You mean to tell me that after all the warnings, after all the stories, you used a children's whistle at 2 a.m.? Baba Raji nodded. I just buy 'em from the market. I wanted to see if they work. The crowd erupted again. Chairman, we must punish this man. Yes, we need to flog Am. No, he should spend the night outside with the spirits since he likes them. Or we can just collect his whistle and ban him from blowing air. At this point, Baba Raji fell to his knees. I beg, I don't want to die. But before Chairman Jide could decide his punishment, something happened. A second whistle came from inside an empty compound. Pheeeeeeww, pheeeeeeww. The entire street froze. Even the most stubborn people started running. Slippers flew, children screamed, and Baba Landlord suddenly remembered that his legs could move fast. Baba Raji, the original suspect, was already halfway down the street before anybody else. But the big question remained. If Baba Raji was with them, who whistled again? The whole street scattered. Some people ran inside their houses. Some climbed fences. Baba Musa, who normally moved like an old tortoise, suddenly developed Usain Bolt speed. But in the middle of the chaos, Chairman Jaid stood his ground. "Everybody stop," he commanded, raising his walking stick like Moses parting the Red Sea. The crowd hesitated. Nobody wanted to be the first to run and later become the laughingstock of the street. Slowly, people returned, breathing heavily. Who whistled?" Mama Rashida stammered, holding onto her wrapper like it was her last hope in life. Nobody answered. Then the third whistle came. Pheeeeeeww! Pheeeeeeww! This time, it was longer, more deliberate. And worst of all, it came from an abandoned house. A house that had been empty for 5 years. At this point, even the Agberos who never feared police started making the sign of the cross. "Jeed, I beg, let's go home," Baba Landlord whispered. "It's not too late to pretend we didn't hear anything." "Yes, oh," the crowd agreed. But Chairman Jaid was stubborn. "No, we must find out the truth today." Then he pointed to Baba Raji, the security man. "You, since you like whistling at night, go inside and check." "Ah," Baba Raji nearly collapsed. "Me? Inside where? I'm just a security man, not a ghostbuster." "You have a torchlight," Chairman Jaid said. "Use it." Baba Raji was shaking like a Nokia phone on vibration. "I know they go anywhere." "Okay, fine," Chairman Jaid sighed. "We will all go together." "Who is we?" Baba Musa muttered. "You mean you and who?" But before anybody could escape, the second in command of the street elders, Papa Chibuzor, cleared his throat. "My people," he said in his wise old man voice, "I have lived in this street for 25 years. That abandoned house used to belong to somebody. Somebody who whistled exactly like this." The crowd gasped. "Who?" Mama and Kechi asked, blinking like a confused torchlight. Papa Chibuzor sighed. The owner of that house was Baba Kamoru, the former local night watchman. He was known for whistling while patrolling at night. The street fell silent. "Wait," Junior, the Cholof thief, whispered. "You mean Baba Kamoru's ghost is still patrolling the street?" More silence. Then, "Pheeeeeeww! Pheeeeeeww!" At this point, fear gripped everybody's soul like tight jeans. Somebody, or something, was inside that house, and they were about to find out. After the great whistling panic, life in Ijegun slowly returned to normal, or so everybody thought. But just 1 week later, on a calm Wednesday night, another mysterious sound shook the entire street. This time, it wasn't a whistle. It wasn't a scream. It was crying, soft, eerie, and disturbing. "Iwoo! He, why me?" The sound floated through the air, coming from the same abandoned house where Baba Kamoru had caused wahala last week. At first, nobody wanted to believe it. Maybe it was a tired goat. Maybe it was a Nollywood movie playing in someone's room. But when the sound continued for 2 straight hours, even the most stubborn Agbaro started sweating. "Blood of Jesus," Mama Nkechi whispered. "Who is crying in that house?" Baba Musa, who had just finished eating a big plate of pounded yam, nearly choked. "Didn't we solve this problem last week? Who is disturbing our peace again?" At this point, fear gripped the whole street. Mama Rashida locked all her windows. Junior, the Jollof thief, hid under his bed. Baba Raji, the security man, was missing again, and once again, a neighborhood meeting was called. By morning, everybody gathered at the football field. The meeting was serious. Chairman Jaid, who was still recovering from last week's embarrassment, rubbed his head and sighed. First, it was whistling, he muttered. Now it is crying. What next? Burial songs? God forbid, the crowd shouted. Before we panic, Chairman Jaid continued, we need to confirm what exactly is making that sound. Mama Nkechi stood up. But last week, we were almost sent to our early graves. This time, let's send somebody young and fast to check. The crowd agreed. Yes, a young person must go. Everybody turned at the same time, and their eyes landed on Junior, the Jollof thief. Eh? Why me? Junior shouted. I'm just a small boy. I have a bright future. But you like investigation, Mama Rashida said. You also run very fast, Baba Musa added. Junior turned to his last hope. Chairman Jaid, sir, please help me. Chairman Jaid sighed. Fine, you won't go alone. Junior smiled in relief. Then Chairman Jaid pointed at Baba Raji, the security man. Baba Raji will go with you. Jesus! Baba Raji screamed. Chairman, please, I resign. That night, Junior and Baba Raji stood outside the abandoned house. The crowd watched from a safe distance, far enough to escape if spirits started chasing anybody. Okay, Chairman Jaid commanded. Go inside and find the source of the crying. Junior and Baba Raji gulped. Slowly, they stepped forward. The wind blew. A lonely owl hooted in the distance. Then, the crying started again. Hey, 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 why me? Baba Raji immediately turned back. Chairman, I think we have enough evidence. Let's go home. Go inside, the crowd shouted. Junior, who had been squeezing his eyes shut, finally opened one and saw something. A shadow moved inside the house. Chai, Junior whispered. I see something. What did you see? Baba Raji whispered back. It's... Before he could finish, a door creaked open inside the house. Both of them froze. Then, from inside the darkness, a figure slowly appeared. A hunched-over, mysterious shape, wearing a wrapper, dragging their feet, and mumbling to themselves. Who is that? Baba Raji screamed. The figure stepped forward. Junior's legs betrayed him. Ah! Without looking back, he took off. Baba Raji was right behind him, running like a man with an unpaid debt. The whole street scattered. People jumped over fences. Women left their slippers behind. One man dived into the gutter for safety again. But before the street could completely evacuate, a tired voice spoke. Will you people stop running? The crowd froze mid-flight. Slowly, everyone turned back. And standing in the middle of the compound was Mama Kudirat, the elderly widow from 3 houses away. Eh? The people of Ijagun were shocked. Mama Nkechi held her chest. Mama K, it was you? Mama Kudirat frowned. Who else? I've been coming here to cry at night because my landlord increased my rent. What else do you want me to do? The crowd was silent. Then Junior, still breathing like an overworked generator, muttered. Wait, so you're not a spirit? Mama Kudirat hissed. Spirit key you there. The entire street face palmed. So, after all the fear, all the running, all the shouting, the crying was just one woman complaining about her landlord? Even Chairman Jaid was speechless. Finally, Baba Musa sighed and said, this street will never have peace. After the chaos, Mama Kudirat became a neighborhood legend. The landlord, embarrassed by the attention, reduced her rent. As for Baba Raji, he was banned from security work because he always runs before protecting anybody. Junior, the Jollof thief, swore never to investigate anything again. And the people of Ijagun finally slept in peace. Or so they thought. Because 1 month later, another problem started. A mysterious figure was seen running at night, shouting in a strange language. The people of Ijagun had only just recovered. And now, another mystery had begun. Just when the people of Ijagun thought peace had finally returned, a new problem started. This time, it wasn't whistling. It wasn't crying. It was a mysterious person running at night, shouting in a strange language. At exactly 1:45 a.m., the entire neighborhood woke up to the sound of heavy footsteps pounding the ground. Jagalu! Jagalu! Hey! Jagalu! The voice was deep, rough, and very, very loud. Windows flew open, slippers dropped. Even the stubborn street dogs that normally barked at nonsense refused to make a sound. Mama Nkechi, the neighborhood gossip, screamed from her window. Who is running up and down like a possessed goat? Nobody answered, because the running continued. The sound moved from street to street, but nobody could see the person. Then, boom! The sound stopped. Silence. For 5 minutes, nobody breathed. Then suddenly, a blood-curdling scream. Jesus! People dashed under their beds. Baba Musa locked himself inside his shop with his bottle of origin. Even Baba Landlord, who normally acted fearless, hid in his bathroom. Chairman Jeed, we need another emergency meeting, Mama Rashida shouted. Meeting K? Chairman Jaid answered from under his table. This one pass meeting. We need prayer. Who was running and shouting at night? The investigation had to begin. By morning, the entire neighborhood gathered once again. First, it was whistling, Chairman Jaid said, wiping his sweat. Then it was crying. Now it is running and shouting. Who is tormenting this street? We need a plan, Baba Musa suggested. Yes, Mama Nkechi nodded. Tonight, let's set a trap. The crowd murmured in agreement. Good idea, Chairman Jaide declared. Baba Raji, since you are our security man, you will be in charge. Eh? Baba Raji nearly collapsed. Why always me? He cried. Me that was planning to resign. But the decision was made. That night, the trap was set. 5 strong men hid in strategic positions. Junior, the Jollof thief, was given a torchlight and a whistle, which he promised not to blow. Chairman Jaid sat on his veranda, waiting. The plan was simple. As soon as the midnight runner appeared, they would catch him. And at exactly 1:45 a.m., the sound started again. Jagalu! Jagalu! Hey! The footsteps thundered down the street. Get ready, Chairman Jaid whispered. The shadow approached. The running grew louder. Then, boom! The trap was triggered. We got him, someone shouted. The men jumped out. They grabbed the runner, tackled him to the ground, and switched on the torchlight. And what they saw shocked the entire street. The person lying on the ground, breathing heavily, looking completely shaken and confused, was Pastor Elijah. Eh? Our church pastor! The crowd was stunned. Chairman Jaid stepped forward. Pastor, is this how you evangelize now? Pastor Elijah shook his head. My people, it's not what you think. Then what is it? Mama Nkechi shouted. The pastor sighed deeply. Then he looked at the ground and confessed. I was running from my dream. What? The street went dead silent. Pastor Elijah continued. Every night I have the same dream. In the dream, something is chasing me. A huge figure shouting, Jagalu, Jagalu. And when it catches me, I wake up screaming. The crowd gasped. So I started sleep running. The pastor explained. Whenever I have the dream, I find myself outside, running in real life. Another silence. Then, Baba Musa folded his arms. So, you mean to tell us that this whole time, we have been running because you were running inside your dream? Pastor Elijah nodded. Mama Rashida removed her scarf and flogged the air. Pastor, you will not kill us. After the truth was revealed, Pastor Elijah was taken to a special prayer session where the elders laid hands on him and prayed aggressively. Junior, the Jollof thief, used the opportunity to steal meat from the church refreshments. Baba Raji officially resigned as a security man, claiming he had seen enough for one lifetime. And finally, the people of Ijegun could sleep in peace. Or so they thought. Because 1 month later, strange baby laughter started echoing from an empty well at midnight. The people of Ijegun had just recovered, and now another mystery had begun. After the great sleep-running incident, Ijegun Street finally enjoyed some peace. For 1 whole month, no whistles, no crying, no shouting, no mysterious running. People were happy, until it happened again. This time, it was baby laughter. At exactly 12:30 a.m., a soft giggle echoed from the old, abandoned well at the end of the street. Hee hee hee, hee hee hee. At first, people ignored it. Maybe it's just my ears, Baba Musa told himself. Maybe it's one of those TikTok ringtones, Mama and Kechi muttered. But when the laughter continued for 3 nights straight, people panicked. Which baby is laughing at night? Is it a spirit baby? We cannot survive another night of fear. Chairman Jide, exhausted from previous investigations, refused to get involved. This time, I will let NEPA handle it, he said. If they cut the light at midnight, maybe the spirit will go and rest. But when the laughter refused to stop, the people of Ijegun realized that once again they needed answers, and this time they were ready for war. A special team was assembled. Junior, the Jollof thief, torchlight duty, Baba Musa, official old man representative, Mama Nkichi, neighborhood gossip and intel gatherer, Uncle Kunle, muscle and slap giver, Pastor Elijah, backup prayers. The plan? Go to the well at midnight and catch whatever was inside. At exactly 12:29 a.m., the team arrived at the well, armed with torchlights, sticks, and a bottle of anointing oil, because you never know. Okay, Junior, shine the light inside, Baba Musa whispered. Junior gulped and leaned forward. The laughter stopped. The entire street froze. Then, suddenly, boo! He woo 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 oh! Junior screamed and dropped the torchlight. Baba Musa jumped into Mama Nkechi's arms. Uncle Kunle punched the air like he was fighting a ghost. Pastor Elijah started speaking in tongues. But before anyone could run, a small figure climbed out of the well, and the entire street gasped. It was a small boy. His name was Ibrahim, a 5-year-old boy who had been using the well as his hideout for playing pranks. Eh? Nay? Small pickin' day give us heart attack? Mama Nkechi nearly collapsed. Somebody bring me cold water before I faint. After giving Ibrahim a proper interrogation and a small slap of wisdom, the truth was revealed. Ibrahim had been sneaking out at night to hide in the well and laugh just to scare people. Why? Chairman Jeed asked, completely defeated. Ibrahim shrugged. I was bored. The street fell silent. Then, Baba Musa stood up. He removed his slippers, and in one legendary moment, he chased Ibrahim down the street, shouting, "You will not kill me before my time." After months of mysterious noises, spiritual panic, and unnecessary running, the people of Ijegun finally had their peace. Mama Nkechi opened a new business, Holy Water and Anti-Fear Oil Enterprises. Junior, the Jollof thief, officially retired from investigations and focused on his true passion, stealing meat. Baba Raji, the former security man, moved to another street entirely. And Baba Musa, he now sleeps with a slipper in each hand, just in case. But one thing was clear. No more night drama in Ijegun. Or so they thought. Because 1 year later, something strange happened at the market. A madman walked in, bought a phone, and paid with pure water sachets. But that, my friends, is a story for another day. Ha ha ha, the end. If you enjoyed this crazy story, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more hilarious content. Let me know. Have you ever experienced midnight wahala like this? Drop your wildest story in the comments.